Hello friends and family, I'm Wade and I believe this is the size of the Division Heartlands map, and this is why. So last week we got the interesting update about Heartlands
and the Division Heartland.
We have the full map of Heartlands and we have few interesting pieces of information in other parts of the video. Let me show you. Here's the first of them. You can see, right here is the marker, which we can spot in the minimap. Here we have the character, and it marks 57 meters. The next one is another piece of distance. Here you can see 89 meters, which marks the distance between the character, right here, and Blue Bear Market. I believe it marks the center of the building. And the last one is another piece of distance. You can see it clearly right in this corner. It should be 80 meters, but because it was changing from 79 to 85, I just stopped it around where it was saying about 80 meters, and you can see it right here, but it's 80 meters. And that's the distance between the character right here and this marker, I believe. It doesn't explicitly say that it's this distance, but I believe it's that one because it more or less matches up between this distance, which should be 89 meters. And the last piece of information that will come quite handy is this part of the map that they have zoomed in, where you can see we have Oak Mills, we have Blue Bear Market, which we saw in the other screenshot, we have Public Park, which we also saw in the other screenshot, right there, and we have also the fire station and chapel. So these screenshots are taken from here, here, and here. What can we do with that? We also have the full map of Heartlands, I believe. You can notice it's tilted, but it doesn't matter for measuring distance. And you will see why. So with the usage of little scientific instrument that I like to call the eyes, I was able to find that here in this small map we have train tunnel, which indicates that we have the railway, which would be this line. You can see there are train carts, or whatever you call them, on here, all broken down and whatnot. So basically, it's a trainway, it's a railway. And here in the big map, we have two railways. One is right down here, but we are not interested in that one because the one we are looking for is this one. Why is that? Because here on the top you can see it's on the part of Oak Mills, and here on the minimap we also have Oak Mills. So if we zoom in, we can see that this shape is eerily similar. Okay, not similar, it's exactly the same as Blue Bear Market. We can also notice that this street, this street, this street, this street, and this railway make the same shape as the zone around Public Park, where the character is. Here in the minimap you can also notice we have these shapes with railway crossing, with this kind of triangle shape and whatnot. The next one is fire station and chapel, and it directly says in the screenshot that we are at the fire station and chapel. And where do we have that? We have right on top of Blue Bear Market. In the big map, that would be this place. After a little investigation, I pinpointed the places where the character and the marker is and drew a distance between them. The only problem I had was with the character in Public Park, because here we have this big ass marker. I tried to do my best to figure out where exactly the character is, where exactly the marker is, but I'm not 100% sure that these spots are the right ones. It could be also this one, it could be also this one, but roughly it's that distance. Now we have the distance between the character and the marker in pixels, and that we can use to measure the relative distance in the map. Here, I don't know if you can see, I have three lines drawn crossing each of the markers, and what I'm gonna use that is it comes from one part of the map all the way to the other side. Right here, let me adjust this one a little bit. That should be the edge of the map. This one should also be there. So yeah, what can we do here? We can take the total distance of map width and divide it with the small one, which is at 33.24 pixels. Which gives us 36.1. Now we can use that value and multiply by 57, because we know that In each small line we have 57 meters, and we just found out how many of those small lines we can fit in the width of whole map. So that's 36 times 57, and we have 2000, around 2000 meters. I don't know exactly how much that is in feet, but that doesn't matter, and you will see why. For now we will move on to the next line, which is this one. So we have 60.5. The big line is at 1054 divided by 60.5, and we have 20.7, which we will multiply by 89 meters, and we get 1842 meters, which, given the margin of error, we can assume it's around 2000 meters. And as for the last one, and we also got 1836 meters. So that's the width of Heartland's map within the margin of error. It could be slightly bigger, it could be slightly less. As far as the height of the map, usually Battle Royale maps are square shaped, and I believe this is also the case. If this wouldn't be tilted, I would have no problem believing that this is a square shape. So the map is 2000 times 2000 meters, 4 square kilometers, and how much is it? So here we have Division 2 map, and let me show you the distance from the lowest point of the map to the highest point of the map. Because I can give you the distance between one side of the map in the meters or in the feet, but in the end it doesn't matter because it's all relative to the perception of our eye and how we perceive in the distance. And if I show it to you directly in the game, you can easily make the assumption of how big the map is really gonna be. Like for me, if you tell me that the map will be 2000 meters wide, long, or whatever, I have no freaking idea how much is that. Here we have the map. On the other side of the map we have Dark and South Delta CP. And on the more or less straight line, what we have is 2000 kilometers. 2000. So all this distance is what should. So all this distance is what we should get in Heartland. And as for the width, let's take the distance from this one, which gives pretty much the only straight street that I can find. And as for the width, this is the distance of 2000 meters. All the way from here to the main entrance of DC East. I believe this is the size of the map of Heartland. Is it enough for 45 players at the same time in a Battle Royale? I believe yes. Let me know what you think in the comments and subscribe for more Division Heartlands content.